back to the Nerd On Update, our weekly show in which we talk about the nerdy news that was exciting to us, sad to us, interesting to us. I don't know. There's a lot of two us's it could be.
This is us.
This is us. And the later half of the show in which we answer questions from you, the people. But first, let's just chill. Let's just chillax and
Relax.
and
Relax
Hang
acting
out.
all cool.
Relax.
Yeah, hanging out.
Shooting some b-ball outside of the school.
Yeah. I see
Yeah.
T-Dog. I see Gotti. I see Ethan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's a Monday yet again.
Monday,
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Monday.
We are here. We're alive. Benoit Blanc is out there solving mysteries. And
I must
We're
find
alive.
this resolution. I must find this resolution and talk to Batista.
Just barely
And-
alive, but we are here.
it compels me.
Compels me, Batista.
How you guys doing? I feel like we didn't have an update last week
No, we
because
didn't. That was weird.
I was at an Emmys thing. Steve's, you were out taking Damien and
Being a
Tim
member.
to Gotham Elementary School. Right?
Yeah, the youngest is definitely Damien. Yeah, you're right. The youngest is definitely Damien, debating whether Jackson is Tim or Dick Grayson. We'll work it out.
As long as he's not a Jason.
No.
Jason will steal your wheels. He'll fight you. He'll potentially try to kill all of them at some point. He'll try to date all of their ladies. He's rude. He's a rude man. He's a rude man.
He's
Josh,
a rude man.
Josh, what were you doing last week on Monday?
Nothing. No, I'm just kidding. It was my first day back at work and
Mm.
also on my lunch break ish. I don't know. It's weird when you work from home. What is a lunch break? It's like, I don't know. Aren't I always on lunch? No. It was my first day back at work and just getting all the kinks. You know, when you return to a freelance gig, you're kind of like, where's the server? Okay, yeah. And then on my lunch break, I decided I'm going to do some of my physical therapy exercises and just kind of work. I could barely walk by the end of the day. So I told everybody, I'm sorry.
I failed
No.
you.
I failed you.
I'm sorry.
And I hate it because there's so many things that I want to do, and I'm doing some changes in this. Yeah, all I want to do is just have some fun, and I can't. No, my back, you just don't know until it's like it's my lower back, it's my lumbar, and I've learned what it is. Like, it's not my SI joint. It is a disc bulge in my spine that is on my L5 that is pussing.
Mm.
Your L5 is being a little pussy.
Yeah, your L5's being a pussy.
A
Yeah,
little
it's
one, not a
push-
strong one. You know, one that
Yeah.
could give life. That's
Well-
that's a good pussy.
It's big enough to push against a nerve. So there we are. And so I've got to do all these. It's not about inflection. I got to do a lot of extension, stuff like that, and stay. I have to really watch my posture, which is hard when you're just hanging. Anyway, it's not all about me. What about you, Tom? How you doing?
I'm seeing T-Dog's suffering a mild headache and Johnny Horror suffered one yesterday.
Lame.
Just so that we could commiserate about our physical pains, because Steve's
Yeah.
is like 80 years old. I actually
Shot across the bow. Wow.
I suffered an injury as well recently. I was boxing and we were in the octagon and we were doing combos, we were doing drills and stuff like that, and this is like 45 minutes of like high intense cardio, opening all the gates and stuff like that, and you're exhausted, and then all of a sudden he's like, okay, cool, we're doing 10 rounds of this 12 hit, not even 12, it's like 20 hit combo thing, and then you're done, and you just want to collapse, you want to lean on something, and I turned around in the octagon and the door wasn't locked.
No!
And so I leaned on the door and I fell straight up. It was WWE. It was like if the Steves and I actually fought, then I'd be thrown out.
Room through the cage.
But
Yeah,
the thing is,
yeah.
I landed on the metal step stool that you walk up to, and so my entire left knee down to my ankle, like, just took all the weight of my body on every single step. So you could see lines in my leg of every step, and there's like cuts where they're at.
Fell down the ugly tree and hit every branch down.
Yeah, and speaking of ugly, it's been 2 weeks, or so it's been a full week, and now the bruises are finally turning green, and I'm like, thank God, because the green is good. Green is good. Green is when they start healing. Like it was. You guys ever seen the movie Mr. Deeds with Adam Sandler? You know, the Blackfoot. That was my calf. And if I were to like do this, do a stretch with my foot pointing upward, it would like almost lock up my entire calf.
Ooh.
But now it's all green, and I'm like, oh, thank God. Now it's gonna finally heal. So
more importantly, when you fell, did you sell it? Did you sell the move?
I mean,
did you sell it? Come on.
I fell, and everyone at the gym stopped. And they all looked at me, and then all I said was like,
"Good.
That's why I'm here." I was like, "That's why I'm here to train, guys. I'm learning how to walk."
There it is.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Don't worry, my ego's the only thing that got hurt." And then it was cool because I ended up experiencing the boxer thing when you experience like a serious injury, and then like they're like, okay, you have 20 minutes before your adrenaline goes away, and then it's all gonna start hurting. Because then I continued doing my drills, and then after 20 minutes, it was like I can't stand. Then I was like, I can't even stand without pain. I'm like, oh man, okay. I was like, I'm out, I'm done. But
when I got into my car accident in like 2009, I got like smashed. I was okay, and I walked away from it. I was like, hey, I'm fine. This is great. I'm okay. The next day, I was like,
nope.
Spamster, you're right in the chat. Yellows and greens means healing. Absolutely. That's why I'm like, thank God it's turning green. I'm just like, oh, finally. It looks worse though when it's like, oh, it looks gangrenous, but I was like, it's fine.
As God is my witness, he is broken in half. Tom just there on the steps.
Yeah. But that's all of me. But I mean, we got some news today.
Yeah, we do.
We got
barely.
We got 3 hosts.
Just barely.
We got everyone's got like 2 things because none of y'all can keep it to
Mine
one.
are quick.
It's fine. It's all good. Don't worry.
It's all fine.
Steve's
How
going
are
to
you?
take like 20, 30 fucking minutes. It's fine.
Of course.
You're right. You're right.
And we got some questions, baby. But exactly, T-Dog. That's all weeks. I mean, that's kind of like my hello now at this point. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
What I was gonna say was before we get started though, because Josh, you figure out who you want to go first. But let's do our fake claps, our claps for funsies.
Oh yeah, claps for funsies. This be Josh.
This be a Steve's.
This be for human rights.
Nice.
There it is.
Nice.
There it is. I'll go first because I can.
Josh, that's very humble of you.
Aren't I nice? Anyway, I mean, first of all, very important. Cobra Kai season 5 is out.
Nice.
I just was reminded of that. No, my news. I'll be quick, just because I think it's quick news. Rockstar again gets a leak. GTA 6 has been leaked. And Rockstar has gone on to say, yes, it is official. That is an official leak. And there's statements and blah blahs and whatnot. And I just think what's interesting to me is I just think of it from a developer standpoint, from a company standpoint, and because I was reading the story that the person got a hold of this footage and whatnot by phishing a Rockstar employee, and then broke into their like emails and their like their Slack, which is funny for me. I work in a studio that uses Slack. Like that's the way that the company communicates. And I'm like, man. And I was reading another article that like the snowball effect that this is going to take on Rockstar as a company, like nothing is safe. Like it's just gonna be like nothing is like when I log into my company's email, there's like so many levels of verification that I have to follow to get onto the Slack. And it's like, man, the amount of verification, like if you work for an entertainment company ever, there's like so much security that you have to go through. And when COVID happened and the security implications that had of having their freelance remote employees, like it's just like it's a whole thing. So I can't even imagine what it's going to be like just being an employee and just having to log into your fucking computer.
Weird fun fact, because we also have used auxiliaries for communication for Nerd On. Becca Scott uses Asana, and then
Oh, yeah?
I was just like, oh, Josh has used Asana for a long time, so I was like, that was nice.
Yeah, I like Asana a lot.
Yeah.
I like it, and I think it syncs with Slack. I think, I don't know. Organization, everybody. And then my other piece of news, because we didn't have an update last week. I felt like I wanted to just like say the things that I was excited about that happened at D23, the
Say 'em,
things that
bro.
were announced.
Say 'em. Say it.
I mean, it's hard to be excited about Disney content and Marvel content because there is so much. Like the Marvel stuff, I was like, cool, that's happening. But like it was like the side things that I was like that, like Daredevil Born Again getting 18 episodes sounds super exciting to me. Like I loved it on the Netflix. Willow trailer.
Oh yeah.
The 80s kid, the 80s baby is just like, ah! That movie was terrifying. The original one was terrifying.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer is a beautiful man, and
he turns into Orc Man.
Yeah,
Orc Man.
There it is. And then, funny enough, kind of excited about Disenchanted.
Oh yeah, that poster. That's right. Yeah, I saw the poster for it.
I liked Enchanted. I thought it was fun. Being a musical kid myself, I was like, this is fun. It's not your everyday programming, which
not your grandpa's Disney.
Yeah. So I don't know what that means.
It's like not your dad's root beer? You
Not
know?
your dad's root beer.
And it's like not your dad's Disney. You know, it's different.
Yeah. So I mean, I am constantly amazed with how much content is. I mean, D23 had everything from Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Pixar, the theme parks. Like it was so much, and it's like that's cool. Oh, we got kind of like I haven't seen it because I couldn't find it, but it was like an Indiana Jones 5 teaser.
Yes, and that photo.
Ki Kwan.
Yeah.
Ki Kwan and
picture.
Harrison Ford. That's all that mattered to me.
That picture meant everything.
Shoot! Brendan Fraser's standing ovation.
Yeah,
Sorry, that happened last week too.
We talked about that.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that's my news. Quick, easy, done.
Nice.
Tom.
I'm gonna make one quick
Popcorn
comment.
deal.
It's hard to get excited for water if you're getting waterboarded. But
there it is.
Got it. There's Tom.
But no, I was gonna say one thing. I didn't know
Disenchanted.
Daredevil.
Oh wait, more Marvel.
Was that my impression of being waterboarded?
Oh
yes, it was.
Wait, we're getting more Marvel. I didn't realize it. We had 8 fucking.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Let me move aside my other Marvel.
Hi. We're Marvel, and we're gonna just all over your face.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, but again, not taking away. If that's your fucking thing, it fills your cup, then that's fine. But
it is fun. I enjoy watching them. I enjoy watching them. I went and I see the things. I watch the things. I'm watching She-Hulk. I'm like, I'm gonna watch the things. But I'm just like
part of my 4-course plate. Yes, it does.
It's there.
It's like, to me, it's like one of my favorite things to eat, like as like a pure American. I think of like a chicken thigh, a drumstick, mashed potatoes. You put the little volcano. You get the gravy in there. You get some peas and corn. Yeah. It's like someone just fucking dumped all the gravy on it, which is like, gravy's good. I love gravy. But also, man,
I don't want the whole ladle.
You filled my entire plate with the fucking gravy.
Now, To be fair, I do like it on turkey, and I dip in the gravy
I
with
did
bread.
same.
So I'm just saying.
I like that too. I like
But
it.
still.
I'd be the messy guy going, "Give me some more with the gravy."
Yeah, it's like, well,
gravy.
give me a goddamn ramen bowl now. But anyway, so
Tom and Josh are cleaning their plates, and Anthony is over there just covered in
just
gravy.
looking like Val
Oh.
Kilmer from Willow.
So much gravy.
I will say though, Born Again, Daredevil, 18 episodes is to me pretty interesting because I think they're seeing that the Disney Plus shows are kind of seeing that, like, no matter if people like them or don't like them, the people who like them want more episodes, and the people who don't like them also have that in common, where like they're like, we don't feel like this is a full story. And I think the Netflix 24 episodes thing, I always found that there was like 4 episodes that's like did not need to be in there. I hope 18 episodes will be like a cool sweet spot for them. Josh has a pinky up.
I have a pinky out. Well, I mean, I just think I love the embracing of Daredevil and like we're getting to see the because there are shows that were in the Marvel Netflix.
That's what I call them.
Netflix. Open up some Netflix. Let's get ready.
They're like, hey, we're part of the
Netflix and
MCU,
chill.
and then fucking
Netflix
Kevin Feige's
and
like,
flirt.
no, you're fucking not.
No, you're not. No, it's just exciting because this is like, yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home was like is this happening? Yeah, hey everybody, is this happening?
That's
And
like,
like we had Hawkeye. It's like, guys, this is happening.
This looks like it's happening.
And then She-Hulk, I guess, something's happening, and you're like,
Coming.
guys, this is
This
happening.
week.
And then this happens, and you're like,
Hey, it happened.
it is happening. So I'm excited for him too because I just think he's a great Daredevil, and I love watching it. I love watching it, and it's more of like when you see an actor go from, okay, Bonnie and I are watching Twilight, the movies, because why not? Let's have some. This is just going to be funny. Let's just watch this.
Because the Stewart-assance and the Pan-assance is happening.
Yeah, and I was just like, let's just watch it. It'll be funny. Let's see how bad they are. Wow. But you see some of them, you're like, they have an Oscar. They have an Oscar.
Gotta start
they
somewhere.
have an Oscar now. And it's
start
for me
somewhere.
as an actor, it's kind of like a celebratory thing where I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Just to be embraced.
Again, Kevin Bacon and Johnny Depp started off in slasher flicks.
Yeah.
They got killed off.
I mean, last week or the weeks before, Steve talked about The Rock and Brendan Fraser, and how the Brendan Fraser like kind of opened his arms to The Rock coming into the Mummy franchise. And then ruining it with I'm kidding. No, fucking he had a whole movie by himself. It was fucking I love Scorpion King. It is a spin-off of a sequel of a remake.
Talk about bad CGI.
Oh yeah.
But the Scorpion King movie, man, that guy had like a 1,000 strength bow. I was like, it was badass.
Matthias.
You had Kelly Hu, she's babing it up, you know.
Live
Like,
die well.
yeah, you had white guys playing Egyptians all the time. It was
White
great.
guys as Egyptians.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Is it cool for me? I go to my news now?
Yeah, man.
So some people are chattering up in the chat. This is actually, it's interesting. I feel like the internet blew up for like an hour. Not even, it's still not, it's like no one's talking about it anymore. But it blew up for quite some time. Constantine 2. Steve's changed his banner on Facebook to
Tom noticed.
to spike Keanu Reeves. Steve's, you realize this? I watch and I observe. I don't comment on everything. I don't have to comment on everything. I'm not fucking.
Are you the meme? The guy in the bush?
I'm
just
not.
like
Look, I'm not Cosmic Book News.
Kim Kardashian on the bush.
I'm not Fandom Wire. I don't need to comment on it.
Wire.
I'm not Rolling Stones fucking just on vendettas. Anyways, but yeah, so Constantine 2 is going to reunite Keanu Reeves and the director for the original Constantine movie from 2005. So it's been 17 years since that film came out, which I'm very excited about. Just the idea, because one, to that same point, Keanu Reeves is kind of getting his own wish, even though some people would say that maybe wishes could go around, the world a little bit more, but instead for Keanu. But hey, he wants to play the role. I think it'd be pretty cool if it's going to be added to the DCEU. he could be part of the Justice League now. He could fucking go against Black Adam now. That's kind of crazy to think about, right? Who knows? I believe J.J. Abrams will be producing this. What this did result in, though, is that the Madame Xanadu and Constantine TV show did get canceled. I don't know if they're, because this is the kind of the thing that's happening with DC shows, because I think most of the DC shows, CW included, HBO Max, they might be getting sold off to other streaming services so that HBO Max and Warner Brothers can just focus on superhero movies and not shows at all. I think, again, it's that same kind of like what's going on, why aren't they doing kind of a Marvel looking thing where it's like DC's not in the same footing in Warner Brothers with Disney and Marvel is, where like people are like, well, why don't they have a Justice League yet? It's like, well, do you want like all of it to be fucking rushed to like Endgame levels like in 2 movies? No. So like let them do their own thing and let them do it at their own pace. And I think right now, especially with Bad Reprint posted up in our Discord that the Paramount Accords expired, so it's causing a lot of studios to sell out rights, and if they don't have these big IPs to hold themselves up, they have to kind of like start licensing them out. And something I found really interesting last week when I was at the Emmys is that most of the shows that were winning all the Emmy nominations, so like Ted Lasso, was actually produced by Warner Brothers Television. And it's things like that where you're like, oh, like they're still in the game,
they're different channels, but studio,
it's like they're in the game, but they're just not playing the way that people think they are. And it's just that the PR system's so fucked that everyone's just like wants to be tribalism and not really see how the true like synergy works. All that being said, moving on, DC boy. Guess what had their 365th episode this past week?
Right here, thanks. Oh, no, it's not me.
No,
that was me.
DC boy, not wrestling wonder. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
You got me.
Copyright that. Trademark it.
Teen Titans Go is on their 7th season now. And they had their 365th episode, which means, and they were like, you could watch one episode of Teen Titans Go for every day of the year. And for that big episode, this was already announced at Comic-Con, but that Daddy Zacky Snidey was going to make an appearance. And pretty much the Teen Titans were like, hey, we have to do something special for our 365th episode. And they went to Zack Snyder to direct it and give them the Snyder Cut. And so it was all the riffs and jokes and all that stuff. Zack Snyder lent his voice, and he came up with some ideas. They did the nightmare sequence from Zack Snyder's Justice League, and they had the Teen Titans looking all like DC animated universe art style. So it was really, really fun and cool. It was a big kind of like celebration. It was really fun. And if you're, Restore the Snyderverse fan, if you want to see those characters kind of in that way, or just more inclusion of them in the DC EU, it was kind of cool just to see, like, think of how the relationship between Warner Brothers was in 2017 with Zack Snyder to it now. And it seems that there's a lot more conversation going on, or at least more collaboration and things going on. So again, it's a new regime change under Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery. Again, animation takes a long time, so this was probably during the time that AT&T was running things, but it was a fun thing to celebrate. Lastly, I wanted to bring up, what the hell did I even write? I remember I wrote a third thing. Cyberpunk Edge Runners on Netflix premiered, and to a complete opposite kind of reception from the game. It was produced by I think Studio Trigger, who is the animation house, and it's been
I think it's also brought in a player base into Cyberpunk. Like, I think I saw something that said it now had a 550% spike in like active players or something like that.
Well, I've been playing the game. I have like 70 hours on the game now at this point, and watching the anime. I'm not finished with it. You see a lot of the similar locations and stuff like that. But the cool thing about the story of Cyberpunk, it's something that's really important to me. It's cyberpunk, so it's like, okay, cool, we're living in a futuristic world where people could put metal augmentations on their bodies, but everything's at a heightened, worse capitalistic state, right? So just illegal just robberies, murders, all that stuff happening. You see vice and people having to resort to crime to live, and people can't pretty much the turn of events starts out with because some people can't afford healthcare, and the true antagonist of the series ends up becoming how difficult it is to live in a society that kind of really doesn't care about people who can't afford to have like minimal things. And I thought that was such a good storytelling, which you kind of get that happening in a lot of the side missions in Cyberpunk. All I'm going to say about it, though, that's newsworthy is that it premiered and had a huge uproarious like welcoming. A lot of people felt like this was like a great installment into anime as a whole, as a genre, and or as a medium, and the critics loved it. So I don't know if they're going to do it again because it's CD Projekt Red and they got so many things to worry about, and upkeep with the game, updates and all that shit. So yeah, that's all the news I got. Mr. Steves, take it away.
All right, batting cleanup. First thing, was there any pairing up between Daddy Zacky Snidey, and James Gunn? So I know they're past co-workers and buds. Isn't James Gunn also working on oh no, I apologize. James Gunn isn't a Harley Quinn. Never mind.
James Gunn isn't Harley Quinn.
Apologies.
And the funny thing is actually James Gunn. There's a little bit more story. James Gunn wrote the original story to Dawn of the Dead, but he didn't do the final. He didn't do the final passes to it.
He's the only credit I see when you look at the credits, though.
Wow, it's really
it only
weird.
says James Gunn and Zack Snyder directing.
But we also know that Matt and Tomlin helped.
Zacky Snidey.
Daddy Zacky.
Sorry, Daddy Zacky Snidey.
But we know that Matt and Tomlin, who did Batman the Imposter, did the entire screenplay for the Batman. He's not even credited.
Is he even in special thanks in the credits?
Probably, maybe. But yeah,
because I know there was talk of James and Daddy Zacky Snidey teaming up again with Army of the Dead, but James was doing Suicide Squad, and that's why that didn't happen. But I forgot that James Gunn's doing Harley Quinn, not Teen Titans. My bad. Regarding Constantine,
pull yourself together.
I'm sorry, I'm such an asshole.
Yeah.
I love Keanu. I enjoyed the Constantine movie. I actually rewatched it again about 2 weeks ago. Great story. I love it. I just really like the comic accuracy of Matt Ryan. And at the moment, I'm rewatching the Constantine series because I bought it. Because it's not streaming anywhere. So I bought the damn thing because I want to own it. So I'm rewatching it again. And I'm just such a fanboy of Constantine being from Liverpool. It's hard to then go, because, thanks to the Capeless Crusaders, I've read the comics. He's from Liverpool. I know how, British he is. And so it's weird now to go back and just see Constantine.
It sounds like you're thanking your abusers. Thanks to
them.
Right?
Well, now
I got trauma, so I got to contend with that. So
now that I have the knowledge, it's weird to hear Constantine be like, whoa. I gotta get out in Los Angeles. It's weird. And it's a black coat, not a tan coat. I'm not against it. I love Keanu. I'm gonna watch the new one when it comes out, of course, because it's overall I like the Constantine story. I love the Constantine story.
I'll also tell you, if Peter Stormare comes back as the devil, I'll be like,
no, I'm just saying I didn't even need Matt Ryan back. I guess I just want a future Liverpool actor or Liverpool.
Bro, I mean,
character.
Also the multiverse is already a thing.
You're right. If you give me a poster that shows Keanu, Matt Ryan, and Joanna Constantine, I may just everywhere. It might just go everywhere. Constantine, yes.
And I would love it. I would love it if
Joanna
they had like a
Constantine.
little moment where it's just like, you're blonde. It's like I'm Constantine. It's Constantine. It's like, who are you?
Yes,
Ooh.
I would. With Keanu there too, I would happily enjoy that. So again, not hating on Keanu. I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. Just really such a big.
Why all this hate on Keanu?
I don't. Whoa!
Why are we yelling? What's wrong with you, man?
I feel I had to correct myself because
I didn't know tonight was going to be this.
Tom's on my Facebook.
Yeah, wow.
I thought Tom only looks at my Twitter. Anyway,
wow.
So my quick story.
It's like pretty much like someone got elected president and you just literally posted "not my president." I'm like, Jesus, man.
Not my Constantine.
It's not that intense.
Here I am.
Just like, okay, chill, dude, chill.
Wait, it's like not my Constantine, but I still kind of like him. I support him.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna watch the movie. Longest hashtag ever.
I was already on episode 5, and it may have been accidentally passive aggressive. Gotta make
Yeah.
this my
Yeah.
make this my cover photo. Yeah, Matt Ryan, blonde hair, fire tan coat. Anyway, to my actual stories now. Got two in the wrestling world and one in the film world. We're going to the wrestlers first. Big drama happening at AEW over the last 2 weeks. Big. We had a pay-per-view called
Huge.
AEW All Out back in the first weekend.
Not just some things are out, but
All Out.
all of it.
It was in Vegas. The big main event was CM Punk getting a rematch against John Moxley for the AEW Championship.
Huge.
CM Punk pulls it off in the end, becomes once again AEW champion, and then came the drama because there's a
Big
press
drama.
conference that AEW has after where he actually does answer questions from reporters. Usually these things are half real, half still with the storyline. Punk did not do that. Punk seems to have gone full-blown rant on certain people in the backstage area. He went off on Colt Cabana, who tried to sue him years ago regarding his ousting from WWE and all that. And then Punk went out to say that he's dealing with children who go by the names of EVPs, Executive Vice Presidents. Those Executive Vice Presidents are Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, the tag team, the actual wrestlers who are Executive Vice Presidents of AEW. He goes on this, it was like 15-minute rant. I'd say he was drunk, but Punk is clean, so he wasn't. He was sober. There was nothing involved. He was eating food, and he was
drunk
saying
on
he's
power.
tired of. Yeah, he's all.
Drunk
I'm
on
hurt.
life.
I'm old, and I'm working with fucking children. Actual quote he said. And Tony
43
Khan,
isn't old.
the owner of AEW, is right next to him with this face the whole time, and
That-
none of us. It was hard to tell whether that was storyline or not. And then it turns
Like watching an SNL when they break, and you're like,
yeah, yes,
I
yes.
see
And
you.
he's just,
To me, that's
Exactly.
that's the actor for Miss Marvel being like, this is not the 616. Kevin Feige's just like, you son of a bitch.
exactly.
You son of a-
And then came more of the drama when it turns out after he left and the cameras went off, there was a fight backstage between Punk, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks that was broken up by a bunch of guys. A chair actually thrown and hit someone in the face, not a chair shot, an actual chair thrown at someone's head. No one could tell if this was story or not. The week after, Tony Khan kicks off the show, the first episode of Dynamite after this, saying that, so at this time, sorry, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega were trios champions. Think tag team, but 3 members, not just 2. Tony Khan
like a
kicks off the
threesome
show.
instead of a twosome.
But it's called trios. Listen.
Oh, I get it now.
The show kicks off with Tony Khan stating that those 4 individuals have been stripped of their titles and that there will be tournaments for the empty titles for the trios championship.
This is turning into an anime.
It might be.
This is a
And
bacchanalian just it's
now,
crazy.
in the middle of a tournament to claim who the new AEW champion will be, which will be determined this Wednesday when John Moxley, the former champion, versus Bryan Danielson, formerly known as Daniel Bryan in WWE. That's your to determine who the new champion is. But those 4 guys have been stripped of their titles and suspended. They've not been seen on AEW since that pay-per-view.
Get out.
No one has tweeted. No one has done anything social media-wise. And in the world of wrestling, it's hard to tell what is real and scripted when stuff like this happens. So some of us are really leaning to the fact that this is really happening, and we're holding out hope that it's just a really great, elaborate story, but it's less and less likely as the days go on. That's your AEW drama. WWE, more scripted drama. They announced that come Crown Jewel November 5th,
Who?
which is the Crown Jewel on November 5th, Sunday, November 5th, is the special pay-per-view that they hold only in Saudi Arabia. We can watch it, but it's in Saudi Arabia. And the main event is going to be your undisputed champion, the tribal chief, the head of the
The
table.
Azorian one?
Rikishi Holmes.
Almost. Close. The leader of the bloodline,
Roman Reigns.
Oh, he's doing the whole
I
thing.
knew it. I
Roman
was like,
Reigns.
I knew the name.
Rock's little cousin. Roman Reigns will defend his championship against new member of the WWE roster. I can't wait for you guys to lose your shit.
Stephen ML.
Logan Paul.
Oh shit.
Yes.
How you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Well, yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Here's the thing: Logan Paul has had 2 total matches in WWE. At
In wrestling?
WrestleMania, where in wrestling in the WWE, he tag teamed with The Miz, and then he fought The Miz at SummerSlam a few months later. He did really good. He did a good job. The guy performed well. The guy flew off the top rope through a table as if he'd been doing this for a few years now. So he has ability. He can be an asshole on the mic. He has everything it needs to compete in the ring. You just really shouldn't get a title shot on your third match ever. Like, not even Brock Lesnar had that.
Money.
I don't see Logan Paul winning. I see it totally being a cash grab. Logan Paul's got 30 million followers on Instagram. When they had their press conference, Roman Reigns says it's beautiful. He's bringing his 30 million subscribers to the tribal chief. So it's all leading to something in the storyline, because Roman Reigns, I believe, is going to lose the belt eventually, because I don't believe he and his cousin Rock will face off at WrestleMania for a title. I believe it will be for pride, for who is the true leader of the Samoan side of the family, all that, but I don't think he loses to
Who
Logan
do you
Paul.
think would win, Logan Paul or Pat McAfee?
Pat McAfee.
Okay.
McAfee's got skill. They're both good.
Well,
I just think
this
Pat
is the
McAfee.
thing. Logan Paul definitely trained. We can't say he didn't commit whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Oh yeah, he's
get
committed.
his
He's
career,
committed
right?
to this. Yeah.
But Pat McAfee is he was a raised athlete, right? And so, like, again, I don't give a damn about wrestling, but I have seen. I've been getting into boxing.
McAfee's a fan favorite. McAfee's a big time fan favorite. Fans love him.
And
he's
I've been
hard to hate.
all I've been doing is watching a bunch of Mike Tyson stuff. And he talks about Logan Paul, and he's just like, oh, it's like that'd be an interesting fight because Logan Paul wants to fight him, and I'm like, that's what I was like, Logan Paul's a boxer. He's not a wrestler, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
I give Logan Paul credit. The guy can perform really well in the ring. I think he can actually do really well. I just don't see him beating Roman for the title. I think it's setting up some other character to get involved in the fight and cause some disruptions. But it will sell. It will do well. It's the hype train. We got Logan Paul in the main event for the title. But that's happening. Lastly, back to the movie world. One of the movies that Tom brought up earlier that I'm very excited to come out this year, the final chapter in the saga of Laurie Strode.
That was in the green room.
That was in the green room. Yes.
Shut your mouth. Spoilers. Spoilers for the next part.
Jesus, Josh, just blow the fucking levels out to fucking space.
That was perfect anger producer running into the room. He shouldn't be saying that. So the final chapter in the Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode story with Michael Myers happens this year, thanks to Danny McBride and David Gordon Green. Halloween ends, and we now have a synopsis of what happens in said final chapter. And I have it for you right here. It was posted by Miss Jamie Lee Curtis in an interview, I believe. And
it ends.
Broken down. It ends. That's it. Bye. Here's the synopsis. 4 years after her last encounter with masked killer Michael Myers, Laurie Strode is living with her granddaughter and trying to finish her memoir. Myers hasn't been seen since, and Laurie finally decides to liberate herself from rage and fear and embrace life. However, when a young man stands accused of murdering a boy that he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that forces Laurie to confront the evil she can't control. So the angle they're playing here, it seems, is that whereas Halloween 2018, Laurie's been waiting all these years for Michael to break out so he can get into her trap that was her house and she can finally capture him, kill him eventually.
Mess him up.
This time, it's been 4 years. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Halloween Kills,
Evil dies tonight.
Laurie's daughter has been murdered.
She got
Michael
maggoted.
killed her at the very end. Yes, Michael killed her at the very end. So that's probably going to be affecting Laurie. She's trying to live now, put it aside, which means her guard is down when Michael returns. And from we've seen in the trailers, it looks like Laurie's kind of wearing the same color clothing she wore in the very first John Carpenter Halloween. He's stalking her, but is she stalking him? It looks like it's going to be a gruesome fight between the two of them. I'm excited for it because aside from being a Jamie Lee Curtis fan, I love the Laurie Strode character. She is our first final girl. And we end this chapter in the Laurie Strode, Michael Myers story. Will they reboot him down the road? Yes, of course they will. It's a horror slasher. There'll be reboots. But
I'm willing to bet money that this is a way to do that. Like
yes.
There's going to be like, yeah.
But I do want that this is going to be the end of Jamie Lee Curtis's tenure, Laurie Strode.
Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight.
Evil dies next year.
It dies next year because she was denied the ending she wanted back when she did Halloween H2O. because she wanted to have this movie that solidified a finale where Laurie
Because
cuts
they needed
Michael's
to
head
bring
off
it back to the MTV crowd.
and axe. But in her contract, she was allowed to have that moment, but there was gonna be the sequel, so she got to do that. But then it allowed them to make Halloween Resurrection, which killed off Laurie Strode in the first 10 minutes.
So that we can do MTV Cribs.
So that we can see Busta Rhymes hit a roundhouse
into
on
his
Michael,
balls.
which was the dumbest thing ever in the history of the Halloween franchise. And thankfully now Danny McBride and David Gordon Green have rectified that. As much as I do like Halloween H2O, Resurrection ruins it.
Which
I
is
like
why
that we're
the
taking care
genius
that
of
now.
Paul Rudd getting the green goo and the witch in the coven of the power of the potato.
You
Man.
mean Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, a.k.a. Ant-Man versus Michael Myers? It's a great film. Yes.
Yeah, like the town, aka
Actually,
Batman
Fun fact.
recruits Hawkeye to beat up people.
Ready?
oh,
Ready?
you do have glasses.
Ready?
Actually,
Ready? Fun fact. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, was Paul Rudd's debut because he filmed that first, even though Clueless hit theaters first. He filmed Halloween 6 before he filmed Clueless.
Because it takes more time to do the
Mhm.
special effects of the
Mhm.
majesty
of the great
of-
Curse of Michael Myers
to learn
effects.
about the cult of the potato people.
Yes, the great computer graphics of here's a sketch of a Thor in a mid-90s computer.
Yeah, it's just kind of like in the thing where it's like everyone dies. Like no computer says that. No, not one computer says it. You type that shit yourself.
Don't get me wrong, I'll watch 4, 5, and 6 of Halloween like it's no tomorrow, but they're not they're flawed.
Those are podcast episodes where you have to guest in.
Halloween 4, 5, and 6.
Oh yeah. Oh
The-
yeah.
The Danielle Harris and then Paul Rudd. Oh, yeah, I'm
Oh,
down. I'm down for
yeah.
that. I'm down for that. Always down for a Danielle Harris chat.
I just it's making me think of. Do you remember Johnny Mnemonic with?
Yes. Keanu.
Yeah, with Keanu.
I like the
and
one
wasn't
with
his
Matt
hard drive.
Ryan instead.
Wasn't his hard drive like 56 megabytes? And it was like, oh my gosh. Now we're like, oh honey.
Oh, honey.
Anyway,
Oh,
next
honey.
part of the show, right? Next
Yeah.
part of the show. Next part of the show is in which we answer questions from you, the people. And if you would like to submit those questions, too bad. No, just kidding. Go to nerdon.tv/questions and you will see all of the ways. But my favorite ways are to join the Discord, nerdon.tv/Discord. There are channels within the public server, but there are secret parts of the server that you can join if you are a member of the Nerd On Nation. And not only do you get access to those secret channels, you get what we call the Nerd On Nudge.
Yes, the
And
nudge.
at the same time, you get to, help us do the thing. Help us keep doing this. The things that we want to make.
All
And
the
you can ask questions like, B-Rad.
Ooh.
They ask,
Yes.
what's one of the most unlivable environments you've had to navigate in the video game? I'm partial to the Sierra Madre in Fallout New Vegas, and I think Josh can attest to it being a toxic hellhole. He is true. He is of the truth.
Mhm.
It is a toxic hellhole.
Yes, it's a
It
toxic.
is
hellhole.
terrible.
Yes.
I know my answer. I have been thinking about it since this
Yes.
question came in.
what Josh said.
Oh, Elden Ring, the Lake of Rot.
That is where is that one? Is that the one that's underneath and there's the lizard people in there? And that's the one
I think-
you go through a lot and then like you have the elevated things.
Yeah, I think it is the Lake of Rot.
Let me
Let
look
me
that up real
double
quick.
check, because there's two places that have lakes of rot or places of
Okay,
rot.
the specific Lake of Rock is the one that's underneath where it looks all fucking citadel.
and you fight a boss there,
the
right?
lizard man that's in the rot, yeah.
Yeah, the
Mm.
Dragonkin.
And then all the way down, I think you fight one of the Astels, the
Yeah.
skull face dudes, yeah.
Caelid sucks, Scotty, but Lake of Rot, which we fought together, it was like, well, now I got to go get the spell that'll make it kind of better,
I mean,
kind of okay.
all of I mean, isn't that in Caelid, right?
I think it's like under Caelid.
It's under Caelid, right? I
Yeah.
mean, to quote Josh's favorite The Mummy Returns line. This place, is cursed. Every time you see right, like this place is cursed. Like it's Caelid, you're like, okay, cool. I'm like level 40. How can I? This place is cursed.
This cursed.
It's like
I'm
how?
over 100. How is Why? Because it also has physics. So if you roll in it,
You get more.
that's it. Dude. Game over, dude.
Get more.
Game over, man.
Game over, man.
So there we are.
Yeah.
yeah.
Steve's, do you have one?
A toxic area in a video game?
Yeah.
Playing in Dallas as the San Francisco 49ers was the most toxic environment on Madden. Yeah. There it is. That's the best I got for you. That's the best I could say.
Hey. You answered the question.
It's a rivalry. It's football rivalry.
You answered the question. A for effort, F for answer. But so for me, most toxic man, Mamba's in this chat. Sonic 2 fucking second level is like goddamn water piece of shit area. I'm telling you, you're in this one frame and you have this fucking stupid like revolving escalator shit and you're having to jump and then you're running out of oxygen and like I'll tell you right now, look, Lake of Rot, easy. There's one tunnel in Elden Ring that was like maybe that one where it's like you get the golden scarab where it doubles all the souls you get or whatever, and like you have to roll through all this fucking Lake Rot shit, and you fight two guys with swords and chainsaws who give you fucking rot, and you're like, I'm like, this is the worst and hardest thing to me on Elden Ring because I did it so early in the game, so I'm like I could get so much level, right? No, Sonic 2.
I messed up.
Garbage piece. Look, and I'll say it this way. Mamba is a better gamer than I will ever be because he plays games like Ghosts and Goblins for fun. And I'm out here just being like, I don't know how to jump.
I play on the hardest level.
I play on the hardest level, but also then I'm just like, I gotta parry and then hop over here, and then I found out that I didn't even know that I didn't even take the hardest route in Hollow Knight called the Path of Pain, and I'm like, oh my god, it's literally called the Path of Pain. It's just chainsaws, and I'm just like, and I'm like, oh my god, why would you do this? Who would do this to themselves? So
Bonesaw is ready. Oh, sorry.
All right, that's it. I'm done. Next question.
Think he's okay. I think he's okay.
Where's my window?
Next question.
There it is. Next question. Scrolling down. There it is.
Yes.
What movie are you all most excited for coming out this year? And somebody.
I got a few. I'm sorry, but yeah, I talked about one already.
Said there, but you said the one that I'm like the most excited about.
Me? I did.
Yeah.
The
anyway,
the Hummer me?
You can say another one. We said you had to pick one. That is what we said in the green room. So you had to pick one. So you broke the question already.
Halloween Black Adam.
Evil dies tonight.
I do realize that I get those two back to back because October 14th is Halloween Ends and October 21st is Black Adam. Yeah.
And that's also the time that Steve only wears white pants.
That's exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. What am I most excited? You go, Tom. I've got to think.
I don't know. Let me look at what movies are coming out. My initial answer out the gut is probably gonna be Avatar 2. Movies coming out in 2022. Samaritan. That's Boba.
That's out already.
That's already out.
It's on
Boba
Prime.
being a Superman.
You watch that.
Gray Man. You got Pinocchio. You got Corrective Measures. Sounds like Desperate Measures, but Bruce Willis needs the money.
Oh boy, that's a made for
doing
cable.
all the movies.
That's a made for streaming.
Okay, August 24th, 57 most anticipated movie from Rotten Tomatoes. The guys who say we got it wrong. Okay, so they have a whole podcast saying like, oh, we're wrong. So fucking that's reliable. Fucking.
I think
Pinocchio's by Robert Zemeckis. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, don't worry, darling. The fucking.
Oh yeah.
Drama. Big drama.
Everyone hates each other, but they're working together.
And they got fucking Blonde, which apparently has a CGI fetus Talking,
Oh yeah, the blonde.
Hocus Pocus,
Two
Amsterdam.
coming.
I
Yep.
saw a meme today, and that said, "Happy 29 years to everybody, to the whole world, acting as if Hocus Pocus is a good movie. Happy 29 years, everybody." No, just kidding.
You got
500
Amsterdam
time
coming
watcher.
from David O. Russell, who felt up his
I
cousin.
have my answer. I
want to see
realize
Amsterdam.
it
I do want to
is
see Amsterdam.
The Whale with Brendan Fraser.
Yep. There you go.
I do want to see that.
That's December.
Very bad. December 9th
Yep.
on Netflix. On the Netflix.
Bale has something in late December, early January. Looks very spooky, but it's coming straight to Netflix.
Bale?
Yeah, Christian Bale.
You know,
That
also
guy.
coming out in late December
Mm.
is Glass Onion, a Knives Out
Yes.
mystery.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you mean. The Pale Blue Eye.
I need to talk
God
to
damn
Batista.
it! Fucking. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I see a picture of Margot Robbie, and I'm like, is she in this movie? She's in like 5 movies this year.
Girl's been working.
Hey, fuck. I mean, good for her.
Keep working.
But I'll say actually not Avatar 2. I'm gonna say Fablemans.
Yes.
I'm excited for Fablemans.
Tom, come here. Tom,
It's
come here.
the
Come here. Hold me, Tom. Hold me. Yes. This is
no
deep.
more Marvel. Fablemans. It's a new movie from Spielberg. And it looks very closely related to his own experience. I'm reading the synopsis right now. Steven Spielberg's latest is a semi-autobiographical but still fictional coming-of-age story that charts the adolescent life of a young boy living in post-war Arizona who aspires to become a filmmaker and, after discovering a family secret, learns to cope via his love for the medium. I just find I mean, one, all white cast. How can you go wrong? It's all white. It's all right, apparently. But you know, for real though, I'm glad. It to me just it feels like a whiplash, like a black swan, except it's Spielberg. So it's like it has like this like I made this out of love, right? Feel to it, and that's what Spielberg does. But also, it looks, you know, Paul Dano and Michelle Williams, you know, obviously are going to give good performances, passable performances. But I'm really excited to see what this kid's story is going to be and how Spielberg really frames it around. And also, like I mentioned in the Discord, y'all understand why I wrote in the show notes why one of the most important pillars of our podcast show is what's your favorite part? And that's exactly what Michelle Williams asked the kid after they watched the movie. And I'm like, that was my childhood of like me and my family always saying like, after we watch a movie, like, what was your favorite part? You know, like just sharing that thing of just like, you know, out of you eat a dinner, and it's like, what was your favorite dish? You know, it's like, what was your favorite moment of this thing? And it's like, and we could share. And if we have differences, that's good because it's like the salad. You know, it's like it just makes it better. You know, it's not just one fucking vegetable.
For an add-on to that, Spielberg wrote the screenplay with Tony Kushner, who wrote the screenplays for Munich, Lincoln, Fences with Denzel, West Side Story, and Fablemans. So
God,
Kushner has a
yes.
track record of great writing with Mr. Spielberg.
But also like tough family shit.
But shout out to Brad for bringing this up because it is one that I'm very excited about. The
Banshees.
The Banshees movie. I mean, Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, basically a In Bruges reunion. So I mean, which
Such a
In
simple
Bruges,
concept.
so
He
good.
won't be friends with him anymore. And that's the whole trailer. That is literally the whole trailer. And I was intrigued the whole time.
I mean,
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Very.
are you
Okay,
breaking the question now?
Top of the list. Top of the list. Top of the list. Puss in Boots.
Next question.
Next, please.
Next question.
Steve,
Very
this is for
important
Steve's.
question.
This is for Steve's right here.
For me. This is for me.
Ethan, who?
Yes.
Bringing the heat.
Tell me.
If you put syrup between 2 pancakes, is that a sandwich? I think I just saw his brain like he just like
Halfway through is when I realized Ethan Who is the one who asks these questions. that
Over
leave us stunned
categorization.
for days. Leaves me thinking about it.
I think
in the
I
middle
need
of the
to
night.
make a thing in our Discord that is over categorizations of, and it's just like, is this?
I
And
mean,
people can
to
put
me,
whatever comes to their brain.
I almost want to do like does The Rock still like if syrup is between 2 pancakes, does The Rock still eat 50 of them for every Sunday
Yes.
cheat meal?
Yes, he does.
You know?
You know what? I'm gonna say sandwich.
Well, I mean, if you could have a breakfast sandwich, like if you go to like a restaurant and they're like, "Oh, breakfast sandwich," and the bread's pancakes.
Listen, Tom.
I just
No, I'm thinking about
I
it.
Oh,
hate
you're
these
thinking.
questions.
I thought you were
in
turning
all
off. I thought you
honesty,
just-
I hate these questions, but
No, because okay,
let's
look,
have a
look,
discourse.
let's think about it, right? Let's think about it.
Yeah, let's do this.
If you got a piece of bread,
Good.
and we were talking about syrup is a condiment, right? Would you accept a sandwich that's just mayo
Could
and
you?
then
Would
bread,
you in a car?
or a bread and then a ketchup, or bread and a mustard? Like, could you accept that as a sandwich?
Yes.
Then this is a sandwich. Because what is a fucking pancake? It's just bread. It's just pieces
It's
of
just
bread.
bread. It's just bread that we've put some sort of value as a breakfast thing.
Here's the thing, though. When I have there's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. When I have pancakes, I do have peanut butter on my pancakes with the syrup. So therefore, I'm having a breakfast sandwich.
Fucking heathen.
But then the thing is, if you get
Protein.
English muffins,
Extra protein.
or you get biscuits and you put butter in it,
Yeah.
by itself, is that now a sandwich because you put a
butter
condiment?
sandwich. It's a butter sandwich.
You get pancakes, and then you put in the only right breakfast meat, which is sausage, and egg,
There he is.
and like you can put cheese on it, like because you
Yeah.
can put cheese on scrambled
But
eggs.
I
Linguiça.
think the question
Linguiça.
is
And then,
like,
like-
what is the minimum of a condiment to be considered inside? Because at this point, you could be like, I'm going to put milk in this. Is that a sandwich now?
Is
It's a
it
milk,
cereal?
It's a milk sandwich.
Is it a bowl of pancake cereal?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, what is the defining line of like this condiment is not accepted into the pantheon of sandwiches?
You have all these rules, and I think they'll save you.
So I mean, people have mayonnaise sandwiches,
They
right?
do. People eat mayonnaise by the spoon.
Oh God.
Those
Some
are
people.
your
Butter
people,
sandwiches.
Josh.
People just like.
They go to a
Man,
baseball game and
I
just
don't know.
Nah.
I might call it a finger food, but is a sandwich finger food?
Yes, a sandwich is finger food for sure.
Many fingers.
But you know, like finger food, like when you're like, oh, like chicken tenders,
Crab cakes.
like no,
Crab cakes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could cut them up and then make them into little sandwiches.
Yeah.
It's fingy food.
You know what?
It sounds like we're saying it is a
Syrup
sandwich.
sandwich.
I don't
Syrup.
know. I'm on the fence of if syrup is considered a condiment.
But who? Listen,
But also, I say
listen,
that.
Linda. Listen. Listen. When I was a kid, I used to put syrup between.
Yes.
So I mean,
Yeah.
am I eating pancakes or am I having a sandwich?
But
Yeah,
see, now the
both.
thing
I
is,
don't
now
know.
the thing is, if you eat your sandwiches with a fork and knife, are you American?
Nope.
It seems like yes, everything, but no to that. But no to that. Now, if I get two pieces of steak that are fucking
Yeah.
well done and put ketchup in
Yes.
between them and then eat it, am I
Steak
Donald
sandwich.
Trump?
Yeah. No, he'd use a fork.
Oh, sure. Oh, but
Well, those are all the questions that I have
Thanks, Ethan.
on the sheet. Thank you for that, Ethan.
want to do one more question from the chat?
Let's do it.
One question from the chat. We got
Say you've got two rocks and you put it. No.
two Dwayne Johnsons,
Two Dwayne Johnsons.
and then Kevin Hart in the middle.
in the middle. What do you got? Possibly something.
I think let's do a question that Gotti asked today. Gotti asked, if you had fantasy facial hair, what would it be?
Fantasy facial hair.
Yeah. Fu Manchu. Abraham Beard. Aesop's
got it.
beard.
I got it.
Odin's beard.
Because I can only grow goatee. I would want something along the lines of the Affleck Bruce Wayne beard at the beginning of Justice League.
Oh.
That's short but full
So a
beard
beard.
look. A beard.
So all facial hair is kind of a fantasy to
Yeah.
you.
Because I already
Yeah,
have
if
a
it's- if
goatee. I got down. I just
Yeah.
can't do the. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I can't do
You
that
do the
one.
Tony Stark really well.
Stark, no problem, man. Stark
Yeah.
is no problem.
Fantasy.
Ro-
Fantasy.
Rock's
guy.
Hobbs goatee from Fast Five. I can do that too. That's about it.
I've always been I don't know if I could really get away with it, but I just think that it would be amazing. The guy that's in It's the Hunger Games. Is it the Hunger Games? The guy that has kind of the hooks and flames.
Oh,
like in
yeah.
Is
his-
that Tucci? Was that Tucci?
No, that's the guy who plays Blackheart in Ghost Rider. He's look at the bag. It's like God's telling me that things are gonna be okay in American Beauty. It's that dude.
Oh,
Wes
okay, got it.
Wes Bentley.
Seneca Crane.
Currently
is
on the show
character.
Yellowstone.
I just think that would be. I just absolutely don't think, but I might. With my blue hair, maybe he wears a lot of red, so I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
I'm a blow all your answers out the fucking park. Bo. Y'all don't know what that is. That's from an anime where the fucking hair punches people. Look it up. The main guy is a blonde dude with
That
with
plays.
with a fro. All I think all the facial hair does things. So, yes. I'm down with it. Let me look at it.
I do like in what's the I'm sorry, Gotti, he's gonna hate me. The game that their catchphrase is "Rock and Stone." Help me out, chat. Help me out.
What game?
It's a game where the catchphrase is "Rock and Stone."
Rock and
It's
Stone.
Rock and Stone. Rock and Stone. The chat's gonna get it. They're gonna tell me
Watching
any
chat.
time now.
Watching chat.
It's
This is the live.
Deep Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactic. Thank you. The beards in that you have to earn as cosmetics.
Nice.
And I'm just like, yeah, give me that beard. I'm all about beards in games. Like I have had a beard for probably over a decade because I look like a child without it.
So you look like me.
Yeah, I look like Tom.
Oh.
I have some headshots too. It's the last time that I truly shaved that wasn't like some sort of even just stubble where I had gone down very far. Truly shaved was like over 10 years ago for some headshots. Never again. Not today, Satan.
Never again. Never again.
Well, we got some questions in the bank. Got 2 of them,
Sweet.
but it is 9 o'clock, so I think
It is 9 o'clock.
I think that's it for tonight.
It is.
Everybody, everybody. Listen, Linda. This is this week's update. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, wherever you are doing that, whether it is live on Twitch, whether you are watching later on Twitch, whether you are watching later on YouTube.
During work?
During work. Don't do it while driving. That's just not, not okay.
Just better hope the boss doesn't keep a tally on your Wi-Fi and know what you're watching. Just remember that.
Everybody, we appreciate you all. Take care of yourselves this week. I will tell you, I will not be streaming this week. I do have some things going on in the studio, so I apologize. I failed you, but I'll be back up and running the week after that. Hopefully. I hope that everything is... I just want to make that sure, because I've been trying to stream every week to make sure that it happens, even if I have to get up early to make it happen. But anyway, are we rating somebody?
I have a quick note to those of you who watch or listen to the Capeless Crusaders. We are currently in a break at the moment, but we have plans for 4 episodes coming in October, back on our usual nights on Wednesdays, revolving around the spooky season. So please keep an eye and ear open on that one. We'll keep you updated on our social media, but there is spookiness coming your way from the Capeless Crusaders.
Nice.
The Capeless Count.
The Capeless Counts, the Crusade.
Nice. Good one. Let's workshop that. But
I got something to raid.
Falls
all right, cool. So we're gonna raid, but I mean, here's the deal. Y'all know the drill.
What?
As always, nerd
Nerd
on.
on.